that puts our top 3 racers. Nick Lynon, obviously, who we just talked about. Second up is Nick Reinhardt, who's there on the bottom of that with a 681, and then Les Smith 686 as our top 3 racers from there. So from Sick Week 2026. All right, guys. Hey, as I said a minute ago, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing for Valentine's Day 2026. All right, so obviously, I don't know if y'all knew this, but Sick Week happened last week. Gonna start kind of talking through some of this stuff. Oh, hey, Tom Bagley here. Deechworks is awesome. So happy to work with them for Sick Week. Yeah, I mean, that guy had 0 issues and went faster than he's ever gone before. We're going to talk about him in a minute as well. All right, let's run through some of these winners down here. Through some of the winners from Sick Week. So this list here is the winners, and then some of these winners in here we're going to talk about in a little bit with records and then also stories. So if you want to, we'll alternate between these. Bullseye. This is you're trying to hit. Sorry, let me pull this down because no, that is a bullseye winner. Hold please. Hang time. Now we're okay. Bullseye winners because I didn't have the time to get all of these racers because with Sick Week or Sick Events, the Bullseye has its own challenge every day. So you actually have a winner every day. So the freaking awesome dude, 10-0 champion of 2024, Rick Dorn took day 1 and day 2 Bullseye wins. I mean, that's freaking cool. Day 3 was Joe Aquino. Day 4 was Alex Brody, and day 5 was Joe Leonard. I really kind of like that challenge. I think it's cool. Obviously, we've talked about doing it as a challenge within the circuit. I don't know if we would do a full standalone class, but I think it adds a great way to catch some of the other people that aren't just going to, jump in DYO to do something there. So
yeah.
So tell us who this is. This is the next.
Before we go to that, Street Meet registration is live this morning as well. So anybody that is interested in that, make sure you jump over there because that one's going to sell out quick as well.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that, Laura. I apologize. For some reason, I thought it was next weekend. So, yeah, cool. Well, congratulations to everybody. So sign up for Street Meet, man. That's another one that's on my list for 2026.
Yep. All right. So now back to our Sick Week winners. Just wanted to make sure we got that out there. But second place in the DYO was Chris Wozniak. Obviously, we recognize that name. 0.24 for DYO. And the winner is Jonathan Montesino with a 0.011. So very close there.
Yeah, that's an incredible spread there. Incredible. Pro DYO, these guys are beasts. So DYO is 10-0 and slower. That collects everything that's 10.00 and slower. And then Pro DYO is 850 to 10-0. Or 850 to 999, I guess. Second place in that class, Jimmy Reinhardt. Boy, we met him at Sick Week 2022. One of my favorite patinaed brown Novas. 0.024 spread between his quickest and slowest passes. But listen to these times. 8.561 and 8.585 were his two that's his quickest and slowest pass. The winner, Azim Sheik, and he took this one to the boards, dude. I'm telling you, 9.25 to 9.257 for his quickest and slowest passes, 0.007 spread in a Pro DYO 920 car. Absolutely insane. Here's his passes from the week: 9.250 on Monday, 9.251 on Tuesday, 9.257 on Thursday, 9.255 on Friday.
That's impressive.
Insane, dude. Or I guess Friday, Saturday, whatever. I don't know. Day 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Very, very impressive.
Yeah. He's a beast.
Well, that moves us to our Sick Street Race class, the 850 Index class. Second place was Eric Burrows with an 8.597. And, of course, our winner, Brian Acton, 8.557.
Man. That class is we're going to talk about that in depth in the week breakout here in just a few minutes. Sick Street Race or Street Race 275. Sorry. This is a secondary 850 class limited to a 275 tire. Second place, our boy Dan Dinan with that beautiful red beard, driving Betty White, 8.5305. Winner of that class, Mr. Three-Peat, Mr. Old Guys Rule, Mr. Get Out of My Way, You're Racing for Second. Randy Seward, three-peat here, 8.5138 average. This guy's an animal, dude, like 71 years old, out here just teaching these youngsters, teaching them what's going on. 8.5138. His passes for the week, 8.513, 8.514, 8.508, 8.52.
Yeah. his slowest pass that he turned in an 850 index was 852.
Yeah.
And not to take anything away from Brian Acton, but their average was an 855.
Yeah.
And Randy Stewart's slowest pass was an 852.
Yeah,
the guy's got it dialed in, no doubt.
Yeah, it's wild. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah.
DeechWorks, man. DeechWorks, leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components and the official fuel delivery of Drag Drive Repeat. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, pumps, rails, regulators, filters, lines and fittings, plus surge tanks and pump modules, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 3,000 horsepower. With a focus on engineering excellence and industry-leading customer support, DeechWorks continues to drive the future of high-performance fueling. And of course, those are our boys and girls over there. David Deech, the namesake of DeechWorks, bringing a 4G63 powered Volvo Amazon. Come on. How much fun is that going to be to watch do fun, rowdy burnout stuff? And of course, Mark Campbell coming over. Can he take the Baker bounty away from Brian Acton in the street race power outer class? It's worth $1,000, dude. That's a big deal. Brian's won it 3 times. So we got Brian Acton, we got Mark Campbell, and TJ Linebaugh sign up as well. This 850 deal is going to be legit this year. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome to watch at the circuit 2026.
Well, moving on to our Gasser A class, the winner there was Robbie Weissup with an 8.568 average out of a Gasser there. No other competitors in that one.
Yeah, pretty freaking awesome. There was one other competitor, but he didn't make it all week in a stick shift 55. I think we know who I'm talking about. Up next, Sick Week Freaks. This class was fun to watch. Second place, Rick Fleetas in the 8.54 averaged. Duramax swapped Chevelle. That thing is always a blast to watch. I love the way it shoots the smoke. Super cool. And then, of course, the winner of that one, Trevor Brandon, 7.847. And we're going to dive into that here in just a minute as well. It looks like I skipped one, man. I'm sorry. I'll run through it because I jacked it up. I didn't put a photo in here. That's where it got me, right? So in the Beetle class, second place, Jim Holt, our favorite Carmagia in all of Drag and Drive. That car is super fun to watch. 11.23 average for him. Winner, Ben Anderson. Hang on, I think, yep, right here. Sorry, I had him out of order. Winner, Ben Anderson, 11.09 average for him out of a air-cooled Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Tom Bagley asking if I'm drinking a beer this morning. Nope, it's a kinetic. So got on these
support of Cleat.
Yep. Not only that, but helps with my fasting and keto for our race weight bet.
Nice.
Not even a bet, I guess, or just our challenge group, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Group. I like it.
All right. Next up, Rowdy Radials. This one was wild. Second place, Andrew Whitman with a 5.048. And again, this is 8th mile here. And winner, Tanner Stover, break-in records, which we'll talk about later, 4.739 in the 8th.
Yeah. Insane.
Just went out there and just split that thing wide open.
Dude, on a 235 tire, that's a lot of car on a 235 tire.
Yeah.
That's a lot of car. Next up, naturally aspirated small block. They're back, baby. They're back. Jason and Amanda Tabscott out here taking it to the fence. 854 with a 9 out of a small block naturally aspirated car. Wild, dude. 854 with a 9. Insane.
Yep. And then we've got the naturally aspirated big block, which was Randy Fuller with a 7.72 average.
Yeah, this car was awesome to watch. It's as clean as Ed Inger's cars have ever been.
That's Ed's old car.
Yeah. Ed was all excited too. He followed along with the week and just had a great time. It was going to be cool, man. It is cool. That car is awesome. Big shout out. First off, Stick Shift Racers right here. Second place, Bob Gruber. We know that guy. Love that guy. Banging Bob. 856 with an 8 average for him. And winner right here, shots by E3 Extreme, our boy Damon over there. Darren Hendricks, 8.2355 average in stick shift. Pretty incredible.
Yep. Next up, Super Street. So second place there was Richard Flint, who had a little bit of an accident there prior to the kickoff of Sick Week. So glad to see that he was able to get back out and finish. He finished second with a 7.208 average. And the winner, Bradley Arnold, with a 7.159 average. So again, pretty close there in the Super Street.
Yeah, it was cool to see Richard Richard go out and lay down like a 7-2 on his first pass, back with the car all back together from his little spin out a couple of days before. Next up, man, Pro Street class. This is kind of crazy. We'll talk about this in a little bit as well. But, this was a remark that Derek Putnam of Sick the Magazine made on our show Wednesday night. But Pro Street, first time for this class to be in the sixes, and it's run by the top two guys in the sixes. So second place, Glenn Hunter, 6.968 average. And our boy, Nick Reinhardt, works with Howard's Cams, does all the cool stuff over there, 6.813. You guys saw this car in the booth at PRI just 2 months ago?
Yep.
Comes out and lays down a 681 average for the week of Sick Week.
Yeah, again, another close average there. Moving into the modified, second place was Chris Benor with a 7.188, and the winner, Val Morris, with a 7.151. So again, another quick and close average there.
Yep. Second quickest lady in Drag and Drive.
Yeah, 7.15. It's pretty impressive.
Another SMX powered car here, a heavy metal. Second place in this class was taken by Jamie Dollar in the Camaro with a 7.656 average. And of course, our boy in Greenie, Alan Whitaker, 7.001. Bro.
That's so awesome and yet so heartbreaking at the same time.
Yeah. But here's my question for you. Would you want to do it if you're that far out ahead of second place? Do you want to lean on it and make those extra passes and take that chance? Or are you like, hey, it gives me a chance to do a 6 next year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I'm that close, I think I would still keep trying.
Yep, especially on day 5. What do I got to run? Perfect.
Right.
Turn that up just a tad.
Yep. Then we've got Unlimited Iron, second place, Alex Taylor with a 6.86, and the winner, Les Smith, with a 6.860. So let me go back here because Alex Taylor was a 6.869 and Les Smith was a 6.860. So again, these classes, first and second, have been very close in a lot of these classes.
Well, and these cars are 6-second cars. Let me look into this camera into 6-second, 200 plus mile an hour cars. And over a 4-day period, because that's what this class was turned in as, 4 days, the difference is 8 thousandths of a second, 8 thousandths on their average. So you're telling me that Les went 2 thousandths faster every day, basically.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, I didn't see many of Les's passes, but I know Alex had a day where she turned in a 7 something, I think, and that's probably what really broke her. Because we'll talk about her PBs later, but I think that if she had that day nailed down, that she probably would have been way quicker.
Oh yeah, but for sure. 6:55, I think. Yeah,
that's Drag and Drive though, right?
That's why I love it, man. That's why I love it.
If it was easy, everybody'd be out here doing it.
But we hope everybody comes out and does it, sees how hard it is, and then throws some respect on its name. All right. Unlimited class. Nick Cryer. Man, this car just continues to blow my mind. 728 out of the 33 Ford. Can you imagine spending a week in the car that's not as big as the chairs we're sitting in?
Right. Especially after being in the Divco for so long, where it's like a couch in there.
Yeah, exactly. And the winner of that class, all the way from Sweden, Mr. Nicholas Lindgren, 649 with a 0. Y'all, this is 300ths off of the overall record ever out here at Sick Week. So no, I'm sorry. No, it is a more than a 10th, because 2 tenths, right? What did Brett end with? A 24?
I can't remember.
Yeah, 2 tenths, whatever, 3 tenths, whatever. Who knows? Out here putting this thing down. This car was gorgeous, man. I really wish I had spent more time with it. I didn't see it make a single pass until I think it was Thursday that I was standing there and it came up. I feel like this car's all carbon. Like this is a very, very, very nice car. I mean, obviously runs 649 like as an average. So this car's very fast, but super cool to see it, man. It's awesome. The Swedes took over this year. This is the 3rd of 5 years where a Swede has won Sick Week.
Right.
Pretty incredible. That puts our top 3 racers, Nick Lynon, obviously, who we just talked about. Second up is Nick Reinhardt, who's there on the bottom of that with a 681, and then Les Smith 686 as our top 3 racers from there. So from Sick Week 2026.
Daniel here saying it's all carbon front, but all steel rest.
Golly, dude, that's insane. That is insane. Wow. Cool, man. What a badass car, a badass group of people. And I think the Swedes had like, Daniel, help me here, but I think there were 40 plus Swedes that came over for Sick Week. So
Yeah.
it was an entire group. You wouldn't want to catch them in the middle of in the middle of a dark alley.
A question here. Brett won the other 2 Sick Weeks. I know he at least won one of them.
Yeah, and then Michael Westberg won 1 year, Stefan Gustafsson won, Brett, and then this year Nicholas. Somebody help me. Who won the other one? I'd have to look. I don't have it pulled up anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Big shout out to D-Works, man. I can't wait to see those guys at the circuit again, bringing 2 cars, sponsoring our racer party. It's going to be freaking awesome, man. They are a huge support to the community. I mean, a lot of people were running D-Works products. In the back of Tom Bagley's car now is or in Tom's new car is a full D-Works fuel system. And I mean, it made it all week and ran in the 9s, which we're going to talk about next. So pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, Daniel saying Stefan had like 20 to 30 people. Nicholas had like 10 to 20, and there were probably many more, not with the 2 groups.
Man, that's incredible. That is incredible. There's a story that's going to drop on Wednesday night that I'm excited about that I think is going to help maybe with some people in the States going to other events. You know, a lot of foreigners come here to do our events and hang out with us. They're working on a way for us to go hang out with them. So be kind of cool. We're going to talk about that in depth on Wednesday night.
Nice. I like it.
Oh, yeah. All right. And guys, thank you so much. I worked till about 1 a.m. last night, and man, it's awesome. There's a constant ding of updates and people making comments and things like that on our stuff. So appreciate everybody for doing what they do and all the stuff that's out there. But I'm asking one favor, hit the share button as we jump in here this morning on the news. And then thank you to our sponsors, man. Without these guys, I couldn't have gone to Sick Week. I really couldn't have. It was makes for a great year when you have great sponsors on board to help get around all that. So Summit Racing, who had a big episode we're going to talk about here in a minute, where they went over all the events they're going to be at. D-Works bringing 2 cars to the circuit. Can't wait. And our racer party sponsor there, Molly Motorsports, who's been with us since like day 1, man. I love those guys over there. If you're the best pistons in the game. Driven Racing Oil. Got to hang out with Bill and Ashley down at Sick Week. Super cool stuff. And there are a ton of racers on these lists that we're going to talk about later that are Driven Racing Oil team members. So it's pretty cool to see how well Driven has done as far as like pushing the sport forward and pushing drag and drive to the next level. Howard's Cams, our boy Luke B, you know, if you need valve train stuff, he's your guy. J-Wire Solutions, plug and play harnesses like crazy, and he can plumb and wire your hot rod for whatever you need. Avco Racing Products, got to hang out with Eric and Rex down at Sick Week as well. Got to talk to them about some of the cars that were there and some of the setups on some of the cars and how the suspension game has changed because of drag and drive, which is really, really cool. Like fast cars pulling trailers, completely different setup than they've ever had to work with, which is awesome. Performer built transmission, Ryan and the team up there. If you need a GM transmission to go in the 7s, call those guys because they've put a 4L60 in the 7s. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. And then Car Change 3D, the best dude, 3D printing stuff, all kinds of whatever your idea is, he has it. Corey up there in Michigan, hit him up. And then, of course, all RS, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds.